We are Ruguru and
Sijenyi or Davis.
We are trainers. We are both trainers. We run a company together called Opportuno Consulting. My side of the training is mostly outdoor adventure, team building training, programs for schools, for children. Yeah, camping, stuff like that.
I'm a trainer, a consultant, a coach, and an author. I've written the book Unveiled and Unshackled, but more than that, I like standing in front of people and talking. So I facilitate a lot of events. I moderate a lot of corporate events especially.
So before Couples and Money, 1 year, we made some significant amount of money. We had nothing to, I call it, we ate mandazi. Yeah. Nothing to show for it.
You see, we'd been broke for most of our lives, and we got married in 2008, and for many of those years, we did not have enough money. We barely made it. Typical young middle class family. But a friend of ours introduced us to Couples and Money. And she was a facilitator. She and her husband were facilitating, and they introduced us Couples and Money. And our lives have never been the same again.
Yeah.
We just started to talk about how do we organize our finances? How do we get our money together? And when we got into Couples and Money, we could barely even afford to finish it the first round.
We were broke.
Quite. Literally living from paycheck to paycheck. And unlike the monthly paycheck to paycheck, ours was paycheck to...
Yeah.
Paycheck?
Half a paycheck.
And many times we found ourselves wondering whether we were going to pay for rent, how we were going to pay for food. And so that was our financial background. So come to Couples and Money, and we begin to learn some things, first of all, about our money personalities and just how different we are. And we're like, who's been telling them about us? And so we began to have those conversations. And I think for me, one of the most amazing turning points was the money date. And the money date is basically a time when we go out and we talk about nothing else but money. But it's a date. Yeah.
That was quite something, because we've never been the kind of couple that fights.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So even when we do discuss money, we'll discuss, and then when it starts getting a bit dicey, we just finish that story there.
Yeah.
So having a money date gave us the opportunity to be able to actually discuss properly.
Yeah.
So to speak, and have an outcome out of it. The fact that we were able to see what our money looked like, and then we had financial advisors.
Yeah.
And they asked us, they gave us this spreadsheet to fill in, and how much you're spending, how much you're earning, how much you actually own. That spreadsheet was not very pretty because we were spending a lot of money. And we've realized over time that when we are earning well, that's the standard we put for ourselves. Then when we're earning little, we forget that standard has gone down a bit.
Yeah.
So we keep just, nicely. So being able to do money dates more frequently has really helped to be able to see what our money actually looks like on a month-on-month.
Yeah.
So
coming from a place where we didn't know how much we were making or how much we were spending, the first benefit for us was we had visibility.
Yeah.
And I think we are still benefiting from that even today, as late as early this year, when we looked at the math and we were like, why isn't the math adding up? And we just went back to what we learned in Couples and Money and looked at the math again and we were like, okay, we are operating as if we are earning this amount of money every month, but it's not a monthly thing. So when we broke down our monthly payments, at least even for the first quarter, we're making much less than we thought we actually were.
One of the other things that we were able to do is put money aside. Yes. For the first time ever, we actually put money aside. And for awesome. Me, it sounds silly, but for years I've been told save. No one actually said how much.
How much and how?
No one said 10%, 20%. No one ever said that. And as we saw it grow, was really fascinating.
So if you had to ask us what Couples and Money has done for us, we were clueless.
now we have a clue.
And so I would say is coming from that point of not knowing what we are doing with our money and seeing if we were to do it again, would start much earlier. But for us, would say to anyone who's looking to start is now is the time.
Now is the time.
Now's the time.
Yeah. So that's our Couples and Money story. I think we are much better off now financially.
Yeah.
Thanks to Couples and Money.
And we've not reached quite, but we are still learning.